It's holding up pretty good.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to welcome everyone tonight to the Newman City Council regular meeting for January 10th, 2017, our first meeting. I'd like everyone to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance for the flag and remain standing for the invocation. Ready to begin. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's pray. Our most gracious Heavenly Father, as we begin this year, we ask that you grant us the serenity to accept those things that we cannot change, the courage to change those things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much. We have roll call, please.
Councilor McDonald?
Here.
Graham?
Here.
Candia?
Here.
Day?
Here.
Mayor Martina?
Here. Declaration of conflict of interest. There being none. 6, we'll move on to 6, which is ceremonial matters. And A will be employee recognition. So, Kasun?
Yes. Good evening, everyone. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, this is first council meeting of the 2017. I'm really honored to introduce our two public works staff who have achieved a lot of good works for the city of Newman for many years. The first gentleman I would like to introduce is Mr. Christopher Vargas. Could you come to the podium? Chris has worked as maintenance worker at the wastewater treatment plant over 20 years. He always volunteered for extra works. Even though there's no incentive, whenever there's a job to do, he always raised his hand, achieved a lot of stuff. It ended up with a lot of saving in terms of tax money. Our citizens earn heavily. It is a huge benefit to the city of Newman. It is why Christopher Vargas has been recognized and recommended for tonight's celebration. So, City Mayor, could you come to the podium to provide the certificate? For your information, Senator Anthony Canella also provides a certificate of recognition tonight.
Chris, this is a certificate of appreciation, and we also have a proclamation. Recognition goes with it. Christopher Vargas, wastewater treatment plant operator. On behalf of the California State Senate, I would like to thank you for your dedication over 20 years of service to the city of Newman. You have gone above and beyond providing in-house maintenance on equipment and vehicles. Your initiative and work ethics combined have proven the city of Newman, provide the city of Newman with reliable WWTP equipment and vehicles for over 20 years, while also saving general funds on unnecessary repairs. Your actions will have a positive effect on the city of Newman by continuing to save general funds. It is my honor to recognize you for your work to your community. Congratulations and best wishes on your future endeavors. Presented on this day, January 10th, 2010. Well, we always know if we need someone to do something, Chris is the one. So. Thank you. That's very much.
For being a volunteer.
Would you like to say something, Chris?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Let me introduce another gentleman, the superintendent with Public Works Department, Mr. Perfecto Milan. The city of Newman became the phase 2 MS for the community. It means that the city must comply with one of the most stringent stormwater permit in this nation from July 1st, 2013. One of the requirements was to hire experienced inspector for stormwater activities. So, however, Mr. Milan raised his hands and joined some training workshop and took some classes to get 2 certificates which are a requirement for the compliance. Certified inspector for sediment and erosion control. The second certification he voluntarily achieved is qualified stormwater pollution prevention plan practitioner. Because to voluntary certificate, city has complied with all kind of requirements associated with the stormwater permit. We ended up with a lot of saving on general fund as well. Let me introduce Mr. Milan here.
Certificate of appreciation. This certificate is awarded to Perfecto Milan in recognition of valued contributions to the City of Newman for obtaining Certified Inspector of Sediments Erosion Control, CISEC, and qualifying SWPPP practitioner QSP certificates that contribute to general fund savings. And this is a certificate of recognition. Perfecto Milan, Superintendent of Public Works Department. On behalf of the California State Senate, I would like to thank you for your dedication to the City of Newman. You have gone above and beyond by volunteering, becoming a certified inspector of sediment and erosion control and a qualified SWPPP practitioner. It is because of your initiative the City of Newman was able to comply with all stormwater permit requirements without the need to hire costly consultants or new inspectors. Your actions will have a positive effect on the City of Newman by continuing to save the general funds. It is my honor to recognize you for the works to your community. Congratulations and best wishes with your future endeavors. Presented on this day, January 10, 2017. Wow.
Thank you.
Perfecto, Chris. Thank you guys for your service to the city.
Absolutely.
Thank
I
you.
second that.
Appreciate it.
Mayor and Council, just again, Mr. Vargas and Mr. Milan, you know, they represent what's best to the city of Newman. These are, you know, two long-term employees. They've really dedicated their life to serving the public. They're behind the scenes getting things done. They're making sure that when you turn the water faucet on, water's there. When you flush that toilet, things disappear. You know, they're the ones that are there, and people take that for granted.
Absolutely.
But I can tell you, you know, there's many of times I've been out and I was just looking around, and you know, Mr. Milan's out there checking storm drainage stuff. If there's a flood going on, if there's a water break, he gets in the trenches. So not only are these guys true, you know, Newmanites, people who serve the Newman, you know, these are great Americans, you know, that make this country go. You know, they serve the local community. These guys are doing it for our residents that they can have that. So I really appreciate them as city manager. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
With that, I would like to have, we have a proclamation of the City of Newman, and this is for two volunteers that we almost made it, guys. We came awful close. And Tony, and would you please come forward and come on. Come on. Mr. McConnell. Let's do it up front here.
You deserve it, Tony. God bless you.
There's a lot of whereases in this. But let me tell everyone, you know, it's an honor to know these two people, you know, and we gave it a hell of a try with your leadership. And I learned a lot. You showed us how it was possible, and we came damn close.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. And without volunteers like you, and we'll never be able to accomplish something like this. So, anyway, I will read this. Proclamation of the City of Newman. Whereas volunteerism strengthens communities, improves vital social concerns, and enhances the overall quality of life for citizens. And whereas we cannot look to government alone to resolve all our community issues, and whereas Measure M was placed on the 2016 election ballot in efforts to fund the construction and maintenance of a public pool facility. And whereas volunteers are the backbone of any election campaign. And whereas Tony Bottero and Bob McConnell dedicated time out of their busy schedule to lead the Yes on Measure M committee in an effort to make Newman a better place to live for persons of all ages. And whereas Tony and Bob deserve recognition for the contributions they have made towards the Measure M campaign, and whereas Tony served as committee chairman and fully dedicated herself to the goal of passing Measure M. And whereas Bob walked nearly every precinct and knocked on countless doors, all to help make Measure M a success. Whereas Tony and Bob worked tirelessly during the 2016 election cycle, and whereas their tireless efforts assisted in the measure receiving more than 61% approval. And although the measure narrowly failed to receive the required two-thirds vote approval, they should be commended for obtaining a majority of the community's support, and this would not have been achieved were it not for the involvement of Tony and Bob.
Yeah.
Therefore, I, Robert Martin, Mayor, on behalf of the great city of Newman, express our sincere gratitude to Tony and Bob for their service to the community.
Thank you.
I learned a lot from you guys. I mean, it was like, we have a lot of meetings, and we spent a lot of time together. And Tony, I know you're young, Bob's older. I know it was like, how'd you do it, Bob? I said,
Bob amazed me.
he made me, and he was always there for you.
And a job.
helped you.
60 years ago,
60 years.
60 years ago, my first chance to work with my school district in Wasco, and we passed an amazing bond. Now, well, I think Tony and I would agree, we now have to get a group together to look carefully, to examine what we can do better, to find more money, and so it's all possible if we will continue to work together and get more people to help us.
Thank you.
And Tony, should we also say, there's a lot of people in this room that
Very
also
much so.
work.
You made it.
That was my job.
I got a lot of telephone calls from Bob, and he'd say, Bob, I'm coming over. And I say, come on over. We'd have a conversation, you know, and
Right on, you were there.
it was a wonderful thing, Bob. Oh, yes, please.
Yeah.
Tony, thank you. Bob, thank you. You're a machine.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
He amazes me.
Yeah, well, me too.
You gentlemen, last year or something, didn't we go through this month before?
That's all right.
You sure? Sure, Jack wins. Here we go, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I just have to say one more time, it's amazing, it's really amazing with Measure M, you know, we gave it the best we could as far as getting it to pass, and it just, we're gonna do it. I mean, and I think most people that actually were involved feel that way, and I know that if we continue to think positive, it'll happen. Okay, number 7 is items from the public. These are non-agenda items. So if anyone would like to get up at this time and speak to the council, now you would have the opportunity. So go to the podium and state your name. And, okay, no public comment tonight. 8 is consent calendar. Waive all readings of ordinance in the resolutions except by title. B, approval of warrants. C, approval of minutes of December 13th, 2016 meeting.
Move for approval of the consent calendar as presented.
Second that?
Okay, a motion's been made and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried 5-0. Haven't said that in a long time.
Yeah.
We're back to full steam. Number 9, public hearing. There is no public hearings tonight. And we're moving fast. 10 is regular business. City Council reorganization, selection of mayor pro tem, and committee assignment. So with that, we will do what we do every year and go through the list of different committees that we serve on and okay. You sure I got a list?
It's right behind that. There you go.
Yeah, there we go.
There we are.
You got it.
You got yours, Mayor?
Yeah, we got it. Do this for. Okay. Okay, first one would be Mayor Pro Tem, and any recommendation?
I move that we reappoint Nick Candia to
Who? I'm sorry.
Nick.
Nick, okay. Appointment is okay. Nick has been, is there a second on that motion?
I'll second it.
Okay, a motion's been made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0. Next would be Stan Cog. This is the Policy Board. The Policy Board meets monthly on the second Wednesday at 7 p.m. at the County Administrative Building in downtown Modesto. It is very important that the city be represented at these meetings, as Stan Cog is the agency that determines distributions of various transportation funds and city. And Nick, I know you've been serving on it?
I'll stay on it.
Okay,
Not a
and then
problem.
I'll be your alternate if
Okay.
that's, if everyone.
Great.
So, would someone like to make a motion? Or do we need a
Mayor,
motion?
you can do it. Really, it's only for the mayor pro tem is where
Okay.
we need the motion.
Okay, so the next one would be 3, was an opportunity Stanislaus, formerly the Alliance, by law designate the mayor as a board director. The board director meets quarterly on third Monday at 12 p.m. in the downtown Modesto. The mayor may appoint a designee. I'm fine with that.
Is that the Alliance?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Day's going to stay on that? I'm sorry, I didn't hear.
Pardon?
No, the mayor would take that
You
position.
want to do it?
I can do it if you want.
Have you done it in past?
I did it last
Well,
year.
let's
Yeah.
stay with that. because
Okay, all right.
I don't want to.
And will Michael still be the
Alternate?
Well, it's up to the council.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I have no reason
I
to
mean,
change it.
Councilmember McDonald, if that's something that he's interested in, I'd be more than willing to offer it up to Mr. Councilmember McDonald if that's an item he'd be interested in.
I mean, if no one's sitting on that, I don't mind.
Yeah, so Councilmember Day will be the member, you'll be his alternate in case he can't make it.
Okay, that sounds fine.
Okay, the next committee would be the City Select Committee. The committee is established to pick up members and alternates for a city position on LAFCO, the Stanislaus County Local Agency Formation Commission. The selection committee meets as needed, typically a couple times a year at various locations at 6 p.m., and typically in conjunction with mayor's committee meetings. Mayors are designated by statute. Mayors must serve.
Congratulations.
It's the only one that pays.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it figures.
Oh, man.
Okay.
handshake.
Yeah, really.
Maybe.
Pat on the back.
That's a raise.
5, Stanislaus Mayor's Committee. This committee, which addresses various issues, is comprised of county mayors. Committee meetings monthly at various locations, typically at 6 p.m. And I get to take that one. And just for everyone's information, we just had all the mayors, well, actually, we had 7 of them. They came to Newman in December. And we had a very nice turnout, and thanks to Ferris Larson and Stephanie and a lot of other volunteers, it was very, really, really nice. It's kind of special because when you go to other cities, they have restaurants that they can go to, you know. We don't. I mean, we pretty much, and we did it in the theater. We've done it in the past, and it's really a great venue for that sort of thing. Privacy, you know, you're the only ones there and everything, but it was really
Cool.
nice. The next one is League of Cities, California City Central Valley Division Executive Committee. The Executive Committee, under the leadership of the division president, guides the division and helps advocates for their division interest in Sacramento. The committee meets on a monthly or bi-monthly basis on the second Thursday of the month in the evening at various locations. So that one,
Last year, you and
yeah.
Nick were on that.
Did you ever meet? Did you ever? Because I never,
I had one, I think, one meeting with
yeah,
them.
whatever. I'm game.
Okay, we'll stay with it then.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, the next one is the school liaison representative, meeting with members of the school board, discussed items of mutual interest.
I'll take.
Oh, I'll stay on that also. Usually there's 2 that meet.
There's 2 of
2 and an alternate.
Okay, I'll-
2 of us and an alternate.
You guys got it. Good luck.
You know, one more, Bob.
I'm sorry.
I can be the alternate.
Oh, I thought we had an alternate. No? Okay.
Was it Scoop? Is
Who's primary?
Casey.
It
Casey.
sounds like the school liaisons will be Councilmember McDonald, Councilmember Graham with Candy as the alternate.
Okay.
Oh, okay, got it.
Okay, okay. 8 is Infrastructure Committee. 2 council members, the Public Works Director and the City Manager, have served on this task force before, and the Infrastructure Committee meets on a as-needed basis, and so we'd continue with,
Davis was on that.
Yeah,
okay.
Davis was on that.
Yeah.
Is that one that you'd like to sit
Yeah,
on?
I'll sit in infrastructure.
Okay.
And I can be an alternate unless you want to stay alternate on it.
I've never met with it anyway, so it doesn't matter. It's an as-needed basis, so.
Right.
Yeah, I can stay the alternate out. That's fine.
Okay.
Okay, the next one is EDAC, Economic Development Action Committee. Reviews and makes recommendations on EDAC projects. The committee meet only as necessary, approximately 4 times a year on Thursday at 4 p.m. in downtown Modesto. And
There's no one's there. I'll sit in that too. And number 10 for definitely, for sure, with me.
so,
Nick, did you want to be that?
I can be the alternate. I'll stay the alternate.
okay, thank you, Nick.
I'll-
11,
Number 10.
I'm sorry, 10. I'm looking at the old one, too. Crow's Landing Airfield, West Side Economic Development, attends meetings on the city's behalf as necessary, time and location vary.
McDonald said he'd stay on that, and I'll be with it on him.
Okay. And number 11 is TSCA, Oristimba Scholarship Committee Association. A council member may represent the city on the TSCA board. TSCA meets the second Monday of each month at 5:30 at the West Side Index.
That's a committee I served on, so.
You did that before?
Yeah.
Great, that's good. And 12 is Solid Waste Local Task Force and the Regional Solid Waste Planning Agency. A member serves on this county committee that meets monthly to oversee implementation of AB 939 and other solid waste issues, plans. The Solid Waste Planning Agency and local task force meet on the third Thursday of the month at the County Agricultural Center in Modesto at 3 p.m. and 4 p.m. respectively. Currently, staff members represent the city on both the local task force and the regional agency. So,
Should we continue that?
yes, let's do that. Okay, Chamber of Commerce. A council member has served on, as a non-voting city liaison and may be a staff member. Meeting times and locations vary, and
There isn't no city chamber of commerce anymore. Well, not really.
I would like
I think,
to,
you know,
I'd
I
like to,
think it'd be good to appoint somebody, they could.
Yeah, I mean, we-
back there.
I'll
yeah.
take it on. I would love to.
Okay, no,
It's like, there's got to be a way to bring that back together again.
it should be. I can be the alternate.
Okay, great. Okay, West Side Theater, City Liaison. Formerly, this position was a non-voting city liaison, but the West Side Theater Board has recently changed their structure, and this position is now voting the member of the West Side Theater Board. The Theater Board meets on the second Thursday of the month at 6:30.
If you don't mind, I'd like to take that one on.
Oh, great. You got it. That one doesn't pay
Need
much.
an alternate?
Doesn't pay much.
I'll be an
McDonald, you want to be the?
I'll say.
Okay.
All right.
Go for it. 15, Public Safety Committee. Meets as necessary with regards to public safety issues and contracts. Who?
I'd like to stay on that.
Okay,
I'll stay on it also.
okay. 16, Countywide Disaster Council. The Disaster Council makes recommendation to local governing agencies on matters pertaining to the development of mitigation, disasters, preparedness, responses, and recovery plans, and programs for any potential local emergency. The city must appoint one elected official from the Newman City Council to serve on this, the revised, newly combined county/city disaster community council, and appoint the emergency manager for the city manager on his designee to serve on the operational area council. The disaster committee meets a minimum of twice a year as often as necessary. Regular meetings of the disaster council are held at the Ray Simon Training Center located in Modesto at 1:30 p.m.
Casey and I served on that last year. I was primary and he was alternate. So
Okay.
We'd like to continue that.
Perfect. Okay. San Joaquin Valley Air Pollution Control District Special City Selection Committee. This committee is established to make appointments of city representatives to the San Joaquin Valley Air Pollution Control District governing body. This committee meets as needed, typically once a year via telephone conference from the Modesto Air Pollution Control District office at 6 p.m. on the last Tuesday of the month.
I'll stay on that. I like that.
I'll alter if you want.
Okay. Next one is the West Side Healthcare Task Force. This task force meets bi-monthly to discuss health care on the West Side, Stanislaus, and Merced counties. Meetings, locations vary, but they're typically held on the second Thursday of the month at 6 p.m. I definitely will serve on that one.
I will too. I'll stay on it, yeah. I've been on it since the creation of it, so
Okay.
Okay.
I'll ride it to the end.
Okay.
Jim's not gonna let it die.
I know.
Okay. Oristimba Creek Flood Control. Meets as necessary with regards to the Oristimba Creek Flood Control Project. And-
I'll go.
I'd like to continue that.
Oh,
Okay.
I'll alternate with you.
Okay.
If there is alternate.
Okay.
That's fine.
I wanted that one.
And we have a new one. New appointment recommended by city manager, Stanislaus County/City Working Group. From time to time, Stanislaus County and the 9 cities work together to resolve an issue or develop a program that affects or benefits the entire county. Many of these issues, programs are identified through the city's manager/county CEO group and the mayor council. It is recommended that the mayor be the primary delegate with an alternate identified. So I will be on that one, and
I'll serve as the alternate, if that's all right. Unless you want.
No, it's okay. If you want to do it, I'm all right.
Is that all right?
oh, yeah, I'm not gonna fight you. The only one that paid is the one I got. You guys, you can have all the rest of them. I think that's all of them.
We get free food at a couple of them.
Yeah, we do.
Well, it's not, nothing is free.
That's true.
And it's only if Mike and Stephanie make sure we have them. And they do a good job. Okay, with that, we've done all the committees.
So whenever there's a meeting.
Okay. We don't need a motion. No. Okay. And moving on, 11 would be items from District 5, Stanislaus County Supervisor, Mr. Jim D. Martini. Welcome, Jim, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Good evening, Mayor Martina, members of the council. We start a new year, so how things change from year to year with the, we were in a drought the last few years, now we have potential floods. The releases of the Don Pedro Dam are very high right now, and I farm along the Tuolumne River, and it's right at flood stage today. In Oristimba Creek, the county has closed off Easton Road this weekend as the water is running across the road, and so the gates are down right now, and they're going to be down for the foreseeable future. I talked to emergency service today. If you have any problems, with the creek, we might be able to assist. I know I got a call that there was some debris in the railroad trestle, but as I went across it tonight, I couldn't see it because it was dark and it was raining, but if there's something the county can do, we're here to assist. There's nothing we can do about Eastern Road. I mean, that thing is closed. We've had, death there before too, when somebody drove into that creek. So the gates will be down for a while, I would suspect. It's still raining. I drove here tonight and it rained the whole way. Anyway, the Crow's Landing Air Base, the EIR report is just about ready to be released. It's like months behind, but they told me it was imminent that it would come out this month. When that is out, we will take 45-day public comment for anybody who has any concerns about it or comments, either positive or negative or just a comment. I talked to county staff yesterday, Keith Boggs, who's project manager there, and he said should the city like it, he would be glad to make the presentation of what the project is and specific plan and make a presentation to the city of Newman, since Newman would be the most affected by the project of any of the city, more so than Patterson. So you could think about that. And if you'd like the county presentation on the air base, since the EIR report is essentially done, we would be glad to do that. So just let us know. I think it might be good. I know you don't get a lot of people going to come to these meetings, but it is televised and people can watch it from home. It is a big project, especially for the county. It's the largest one we've ever taken on. And as far as the healthcare task force, we are moving ahead with that. The next meeting will be February 2nd in Patterson. It's at the Hammond Senior Center. There we're going to discuss our west side walks and our health summit for this next year. We're thinking about maybe moving the health summit up a couple of months to coincide with the beginning of the west side walks in June. No decision's been made on that, but that's one of the agenda items. So for anybody interested there, February 2nd will be the next meeting. And I really appreciate the city actually assigning somebody to the task force. It's a positive effect on the city. I met with Sutter Gould just yesterday on that, and their representative has moved to the Bay Area, so they're assigning somebody else now from the Sutter Gould Foundation. And they will be there at our next meeting. Okay, and that's all I have tonight, unless you have a question about anything. Okay?
No
All right,
questions.
thank you.
Happy New Year.
Okay, moving on, let's see, items from the city manager and staff.
Thank you, Mayor, members of the council. Happy New Year to you. And just a couple quick household items. City Hall will be closed on Monday in observance of Martin Luther King Jr. Day. We continue to monitor the creek, and it's monitored. Multiple people monitor it, as I know most of you do as well. Police department goes out there. Public Works department goes out there. Our wastewater treatment plant chief operator and superintendent Lance goes out there. So there was some debris that started building up there. There's a couple downed trees that were out there. The Corgett brothers were actually in conversation with Mr. Perry today, and he had a conversation with them. They said to take a look at it, and they were able to free up that debris. So I think it's flowing pretty good out there. It never really was blocked like it had been in the past, but you know, clear that off when you can. I know the railroad's supposed to be out here on Friday. We'll see if any new debris comes down before then. So, and the wastewater treatment plant is also under threat, and it's really a flood issue from the San Joaquin, and I call it a threat, but it's not really. We're past the monitoring stage. It's basically the firing range, the police gun range is underwater, but we have barricades up and barriers up there that protect it. So I don't think there's a risk of flood out there at this point in time, but the water is getting high on both sides of us, and that's the San Joaquin River's come up really high. So, but other than that, I can answer any questions that you may have. No flooding in town. You know, there's a few localized ones. If a lot of water comes down, maybe one of our grades gets blocked up. But again, Mr. Milan, he's really good about getting out there and pulling the leaves out of there, and I know our public works staff actually got down to the channel this weekend, and a lot of debris had built up against the grate. They were able to pull that out, keep that water flowing. So I don't think Sherman Park, the basin, hasn't really come up like it did, you know, a couple months ago. So things are flowing pretty good. Thank you.
Anything tonight, Chief?
I do not have anything tonight, but I'm happy to answer any questions you might
Yep.
have.
Just wanted to give a brief update. The light poles at the skate park have been installed, and cameras are scheduled for installation on Friday, weather permitting. So we'll see if weather
It's supposed to be
behaves for
dry
us.
Friday.
Yeah.
Huh?
It's supposed to be dry Friday.
Okay, well, let's hope. I've been working on the quotes for the vehicles for the Air Pollution Control District grant that you passed the resolution back in December. We need specific details on the quotes from the dealership, so that's where we're at right now. And the annual homeless point in time count is going to be held on January 26th. If anybody out in the public or in the council want to participate, you can contact me or the Family Resource Center. Family Resource Center is going to be stationed out at Pioneer Park, and I might, like I've done in previous years, go out and just drive around and see if there's any people that maybe haven't gotten the word to go to the park, so we can get an accurate count here in town. Other than that, I'm happy to answer any questions.
Add me to your list in reference to that.
The point in time count?
Yeah.
I'll send you the information.
Okay.
Stephanie, have you talked to any young people about the skate park or anything? Have they made any comment?
I received a phone call, you know, they're inquiring when it's going to open. Right now, you know, we just have to finish those cameras up. We have to do a punch list, which is typical at the end of a project. You just make sure that every, you know, T is crossed and I is dotted. We have to wait for things to dry out a little bit because we have the grass establishing, so we're going to have to mow that, get that ready for use. But it's almost there.
Okay,
It's
now
almost there.
the old park will remain open?
At this point, we don't have any immediate plans for the modular park. Should in the future the situation change with that, you know, we'll have to address it at that time. But at this point, I believe we don't have any set plans to change it. So it'll be there for the time being.
Thank you so
Mhm.
much. Bill? Nothing further? Good, sir?
Yeah, good evening. Just for information, we got a little more than 1.7 inch the rain over the weekend, which is really good. I mean, that's good for our drought condition, and no flooding reported. And the Public Works Department provided a little more than 1,000 sandbags to our resident. So at this point, there's no complaint so far. I can answer to any question you may have.
Just an outstanding job, you know, I mean, we remain dry, and that's excellent. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank all your people that have made it possible to
Thank you.
not have any minor floods or anything like that, because I know sometimes, like, you know, it gets happened to, grates get filled up with debris, and but it seems like they're going around and making sure that everything's clear, so, but thank you.
Thank you.
And Chief?
Nothing to report tonight unless you have some questions.
Thank you. Casey?
I'd like to thank Mr. Milan and Mr. Vargas again for your guys' hard work to the community. It's greatly appreciated. Sometimes that stuff goes unrecognized for a long time, and it's appreciated. Like the city manager said, you know, it's stuff that you take for granted every day. So, and I'd also like to thank Tony and Bob again for their hard work for Measure M for us. It meant a lot. Other than that, I have nothing. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. All right.
Just excited about being a part of this family here, and I'm going to be as productive as possible in the community. And something I stated early in campaign phase is that I'm going to get out and walk this community and introduce myself to the residents of Newman and encourage them to fill these seats on the night that we have councilmen. But I'm excited about being here, and just keep me in your prayers.
Thank you very much. Nick?
I just want to repeat what Casey said. Thank you, Mr. Milan and Mr. Vargas, for your service to the city. Appreciate it. Happy New Year to the council, and thank you for the vote of confidence on the mayor pro tem. Maybe I'll get to do it this year. I don't know. Maybe. I said maybe.
You'll have to raise the payment.
God. It's already costing me enough.
Councilman Day?
Thank you. Happy New Year to everyone. And I'll be attending for the next 2 days in Modesto. Help me with the title.
I could just call it the Public Service Grant Panel. It's probably the shortest way.
Public Service Grant Panel, okay. Where nonprofits and public service agencies in the county come to us asking for grant money, and we review those for the impact on our city and help make decisions about how grant money should be administered. I'll have a better report for you when we come back next council meeting.
Thank you very much. And I also would like to say, Mr. Vargas and Mr. Milan, you know, it's something we should never take for granted, because
That's right.
it's really quite a thing that you've accomplished in the years that you've worked for the city. We thank you very much for it. It's just that have a good employee is like gold. And I know that because, you know, sometimes they're hard to come by. You don't find people that are always there for you and willing to take on anything that comes along. And Mr. Vargas, my understanding is you're willing to take on anything, so thank you so much. And Mr. Milan, wherever you're at, thank you very much. I think it's going home with his family. Also, you know, Bob McConnell and of course Tony, what can we say? You know, we've said a lot of things about him, but it's unfortunate, but we're going to do it. We're going to, I don't know if it'd be Measure M, it'd be another measure or whatever, but we've learned some things, and so we'll get out there and we'll walk the streets again and let everyone know that we want to pull. And there's a whole purpose of this. Of course, we want something that everyone in Newman can be part of, that can use, and part of the community, you know. And in small cities like this, we don't have a lot. And so when we get an opportunity to build a pool or something like that, you know, we know we have to put our best foot forward to make it happen, you know. And I think we did. It's just that there were some things that didn't go our way, but anyway, we'll try again. And with that, I'd like to wish everyone a happy new year, and 2017 is going to be a wonderful year for Newman. And thank you so much. And with that, I'll ask for adjournment.
Motion.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned.